And don't shun what I'm saying right now. Because conquerors are conquerors. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So do you think that the white man was just the best conqueror?
No.
Or do you think that, or do you think, I'm speaking some truth now, or do you think that, you know, he made a real fucking mistake with the shit that he did, and he's really gonna have to pay for it? Or do you think that he was just the motherfucking man and said, you know what, these motherfuckers ain't doing shit how they supposed to do it, we're gonna show them how we do it, we're gonna beat them up, we're gonna fuck them up, you know, give them these motherfucking diseases, and this is how we gonna do this shit?
No, it was more of a understanding from the creator, from his point of view, as well as even though historical point of view, war history, and how some of the things happened through war, from what they say about Rome when they destroyed Jerusalem. But see, we got to understand people and what people's tendencies are and what their culture is about and how it portrays itself through the people and the individual everyday citizens that walk amongst each other and talk to each other and how they coexist. Who are those people? What is the divisions between those realities? What is the war about? And when you start to look at the people and you say to yourself, well, you had noble and peaceful people on this planet at one time. And you had a cursed people on this planet at one time. And that cursed people is a people that shows this curse to the world all the time when they come out and disturb the world. And what is their curse? Well, look at the curse. Most human beings can stand in the God-given creator's sun. The sun been there since the earth been there. And because of it, everything under the sun been governed by the sun, because of the sun existing there. So with that stated, it wouldn't be nothing that's under the sun that can stand in the sun unless it was meant to be. So if you can't stand in the sun, you got to ask yourself, what is the anomaly in that reality when it comes to them being human beings? That would be the question. And then you go on the study of who they are, what does they make up? And this is what we at. And what we find is lack of melanin. But why lack of melanin? And what do lack of melanin mean? And what else on the planet has lack of melanin? How do they coexist and where do they exist and what do they do where they're at in their environment? So these are some of the questions you have to ask yourself. And when you start to look around at amphibians and different types of animals that live in caves and in deep sea waters with no light, you start to realize that is a pattern that most dark places.
You want some? You need something to eat? You want something to eat?
But most dark places, you find that
sure?
Most living things.
Are you hungry?
Yeah, most living things come with no pigmentation. So because of that, you got to ask yourself another question. What is the psychological effect on them coming into the sunlight? And what do that mean when they come into the sunlight? And what type of approach would they have on the other realities that look like them, knowing that they've been in the dark for so long? Mm-hmm. Now, these are questions because it started to look at the psychic of the actual individuals that actually came out to infringe on the world and what they was about. You know, now you coming from a world where it was governed by darkness, governed by cold, governed by lack of resources and so on. So now you think to yourself, well, that's the savagery there. Just to think of people like that, living like that, all of a sudden out of nowhere, see lush, vast vegetation, lush, vast fruits and vegetables growing all over different lands the moment they come out. What kind of chaos do you think of people coming from darkness and cold going to do, who never seen this before, who can't believe this is like a paradise to them? So whatever's on that soil, living and occupying at the time, is going to deal with an aggressive approach from a people who ain't never ever had nothing like that. Not to mention if the people themselves are war bound based on having lack of resources and lack of wealth in their own inhabitants. So that means they already was bickering and fighting amongst themselves for the little bit of stuff they already had where they was at. So to come here, it's going to be pickings on everybody, especially if the people are not ready for that type of approach. If they don't know that violence exists, sexualities and the perversions of it exist, if they don't know all these things, then they're going to fall victim to them. Lust is a real reality. Greed is a real reality. Envy is a real reality. Hate is a real reality. So if you implement this into a population of indigenous people who don't know that from their own land, because you are coming from that, that land is going to fall under destruction. Those people are going to fall under destruction. And now when you look at history, this is what you have seen the European and the Khazarian fake Jews have done. They done brought destruction to every land they have come to. Not only to the indigenous populations of humans that live there, but they also devastated the grass, they devastated the soil, they devastated the water, they devastated the animals, they devastated the trees, they devastated the air. So it's like you can see what the reality is when it comes to dealing with them and why we're in the position we're in today and why they did what they did today. So you understand for a fact, just off their words, we came to civilize you. Well, here we are in 2018. They got more crime on their TV, more killer movies on their TV, more action movies that causes violence on their TV, more horror movies on their TVs that show more blood and glory, more, I say, sexual movies on their TV than a little bit. So who came to civilize who? Or was it all a lie? Because uncivilized, savage, beast-like people was coming to destroy a civilized people and make them build a civilized world for them, for they can continue their chaos on the world. And that's what you see today. Thus now the whole world was polluted with their own chaos that they said themselves they was coming to civilize the world. It's just the reality, my brother. So them would be the realities of what those questions have to offer. Hell no. They fucked up the world. It would have been better if they never came out, never came into power, and probably never came into existence. And that's not from me. You'll find that in the Bible when it comes to talking about Esau. When God, the Creator, Yahweh, some say Yahshua, some say Yehuda. So, but the reality is, some say Jesus. But the reality is, it's in the Bible. He tell you that the synagogue of Satan is the people that call themselves Jews, but they are not Jews. I didn't make none of this stuff up. I just read what I read. So with that being stated, also I read that, you know, we was the ones with yokes of iron on our neck. We also was the ones who were scattered all over the earth, sold to everybody, from China to you name it, as the Israelites that they talk about in the book. We the only ones that fit that description to this day in 2018 and still got documents. It's not lost. We just not paying attention, man. And this is all the realities to this, man. This is all the realities to this, man. You can find these things. And all the wealth that these people got is fake wealth, because most of the wealth they got is based on what? Robbing, stealing, killing, plumaging. You know, that's what the reality is. You can't become a queen and a king off a motherfucker chopping off other people's head when you ain't had none. Them false documents. Just like your kingdom is false. You can't build a kingdom on top of another kingdom under treaties and then divide it, I say, and then go against the treaties and betray the people and then continue more like ain't nobody saying nothing. You're guilty. These are the realities of these people, man. Nothing they do, nothing they say is 100. And then they teach the world that they love each other, we all okay, we all gonna be all right, and all this bullshit at the same time, raping everybody at the top and teaching everybody to be fuckery ass people and low-minded thinkers. Programs everywhere. From the radio to the TV stations to the phones to the motherfucking cars that's smart to you name it, dude. Everything is a program. It's a trick and a trap. Every argument you done had, 2 million people, 3 million people, 5 million people say the same exact words. That's 100. You can just Google that. Ain't no thought motherfucking original when you're dealing with programs. Only thought you can get originals when you come outside the box. So it's like, man, we got a lot of work to do as, you know, I say, as indigenous aboriginals, being Hebrew Israelites in this life, understanding that we in bondage today. We just got to stay strong. Traverse this whole reality and understand who we are. An enemy is an enemy. There's no entity on the planet that got that right to hang with the enemy. Because your enemy only can do one thing, his natural order, and that's to kill you. That's go for anything. You put a rabbit with a motherfucking cobra, I don't give a fuck how many rabbits you keep putting over there. That's their enemy. The cobra just gonna keep striking them, and the ones that he don't strike is because he tired. He done ate and he good, but he's gonna get them eventually too. That's the reality of sitting in the dinner with all these people that want to kill us, that been killing us, that haven't stopped killing us, who always can camouflage it, change the words, and make believe, reprogram the children, take it out of the schools, remove it out of the books, so that way you don't know that they still doing it. Game over. Got to get out this shit 100%. They don't call this shit great exodus for nothing. Shit. When you in a kingdom that got you enslaved, only one thing can happen is exodus, man. That means everybody got to go, or you're going to have to overthrow. 100. Shalom.